Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. Danielle here. It's wonderful to see you all today. If you're new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself and set any intentions for your greater good. For those of you in the US that might be absolutely sweltering, I absolutely feel you here in my apartment for sure. If you are watching this as a video replay, if you want to skip over the crystals and head right over to the healing portion, start your journey at about the 1 hour mark or where you see the lights begin to shift. And for everyone who is returning, thank you for coming back. Your ongoing support means the world. So let's go ahead and start building today's beautiful crystal grid. Awesome. So let me know how the stream is going. There's just it looks like there's a little bit of an issue today with YouTube and OBS, my encoder. So let me know if you're having any lag issues or anything like that. But let's see what we have. So it's good to see you all. We have Violet Integration, Mind Maybe, welcome in. Goddess of Four, Lori, I hope you're doing well. I hope your mom's doing well. We've got Jennifer, good to see you. And it's cut off at the top, but I think I see Chris in here, so it's good to see you all. So let's see what we can do to bring in some wonderful things. We've got, let's see. You're going to throw in your intentions in case you fall asleep. Rest is super helpful, especially when it's this hot. Emotional balance, love reconnection, West Philly being quiet this weekend. I second that. Stones, black tourmaline, kunzite, sugilite, lemurian. You got it. So sugilite, I've got the kunzite, lemurian, black tourmaline. If you're new here, you can request specific stones or let me choose them for you, whatever you feel is best for you. Hey, Belinda, wonderful to see you too. Intention for sleep, yeah. YouTube just glitched out before I went live. It's been glitchy a little bit the last couple of days. Not big glitches, but I can tell they're doing some big tinkering on the inside. And yeah, so just in case I happen to lose you or anything like that, everyone, it's not me. Hang tight. I'll probably come right back on. So let's see. Awesome. So let's start with these. Let's start with some black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is lovely for keeping negative energy at bay. Anytime that we are either around a lot of people where we just feel like we're taking on energy or it's just a heavy environment, this can be very helpful. It's also great for kind of drawing a line between you and someone or something else, or even outlining your property. This is also a great stone anytime that you're doing a lot of personal healing and you kind of want to keep the energy that you're letting go of to go on its way. So we will bring in the black tourmaline. We'll also bring in Lemurian quartz, which is wonderful for past life healing. Even if you don't remember your past lives, it can be very helpful with that. It's also great for any kind of past healing, including this life, like early childhood stuff, even if it's before you can remember it, if it's impacting you in some way. This is helpful with any kind of past emotional pain, as well as learning about yourself during that self-healing journey. So this is specifically Blue Mist Lemurian quartz. We'll go ahead and bring this around. Lots of gratitude, everyone. Okay, thank you. And pink kunzite is super high vibrational. This is several octaves, if you will, above rose quartz. I feel like it's very angelic. It really connects to the angelic realm. I also feel a lot of Kuan Yin around me. This is a stone that helps to expand your heart center to actually hold more love. This is one that also reminds you that you are more than simply a body, mind, and spirit, that your spirit is universal. And it's one to remind you that you did not come here to play small. Your spirit body transcends. So we will bring this in. And sugilite is wonderful for unity, collective unity, universal unity. This helps to bring us together in the higher chakra centers, where it's more about enlightenment and awareness of others. So sugilite can be very helpful with that reminder that we can and do transcend our physical body to connect with collective consciousness. So this can aid in that connection to collective consciousness and serve as a reminder of that collective consciousness, that we are all parts of the same whole. So that is sugilite. And awesome. Good to see you, Jen. Go ahead and have that nap. Catherine, good to see you. Chris, wonderful to see you. Hey, Dell, good to see you. I hope you're feeling as good as you possibly can. So let's go ahead to the next one. I will get to everyone's requests today. So Lori, we have Jade, Larimer, Sapphire, Opal. Jade, Larimer, Sapphire, Opal. Peacock Ore, Rose Quartz. So being that we just mentioned rose quartz, we'll bring that in first. This one helps to support our heart center to open to unconditional love. It helps us to invite love into our hearts and hold space for a loving relationship, and also show ourselves a lot of self-love. It's also a wonderful stone to kind of set a foundation and an understanding that there is good energy all around. It's very consistent, so it reminds us of the good things that surround us. So when we're going through really difficult times, this is a stone that can make it easier to let go of what no longer serves, because it reminds us that there is something better that can take its place. So that is rose quartz. Okay. Opal is considered sacred to the shaman in many, many cultures. This is a stone that basically kind of puts a cloak, a spiritual cloak of protection and invisibility, in a sense, on anyone doing spiritual work, so that they will not attract the attention of anything that would do them harm. So that is opal. It's very, very protective. This is peacock ore or chalcopyrite. If you see here, this gold piece in here, the reason it's in quartz, it's actually this particular specimen formed in quartz, and because of that, it's got actually the quartz amplifies everything about it. We have used this stone with the intention around finding things that are lost, but if anyone has any additional uses for it, please do let me know. We'll put that here for now. Let's see what we can do. Oh, and we'll bring in jade before we do that. So jade is wonderful for everything. It's one of those stones that is just good fortune and wholeness and blessings on every level, from good business, good community relations, a wonderful relationship, good family, good health, longevity. It's all of those things. This is a stone that's sacred in China and also to the indigenous peoples of Central America. So we'll bring that in. go. There we go. And good to have you, Lori. Awesome. Good to see everyone. Good to see everyone. Welcome in, Patty. Not sure if Key is with you. Let's see, Goddess of Four. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot Larimer and Sapphire. Larimer helps us to get in connection with our spiritual purpose and connect with it on a very deep and personal level. This is a stone that helps to encourage us and empower us on our spiritual journey, and especially the part where it's not going to look like anyone else's journey. It's not going to look like anyone else came before us, because at a certain point, nobody has. This is your path and it's meant for you. So it gives you that encouragement and empowerment to say, I can kind of be pioneering in this sense, and that's a good thing. So we'll bring in Larimer. It can also help with keeping the ego balanced. So let's go ahead and let's put a couple of these around. There we go. And Sapphire is very high vibrational. It's a wonderful stone to connect with your angels and also to connect in mediumship. If you do any kind of channeling work, it's a superb stone. It can also, if you do that work for other people, it can help you find the best way of expressing your impressions to your querent that will mean the most to them. Additionally, it's helpful for bringing about speedy justice. It's thought to help issues relating to the thyroid, as well as the ears and eyes. And it's also thought to be helpful for dementia, both for people impacted by it and those who are affected by it secondhand and their caregivers, for example. So this is blue sapphire. It can also help you to envision really positive change in really challenging times. So that is blue sapphire. And yep, this is what it looks like when it just grows by itself and it's not cut or anything. It's the shape it takes. There we go. Thank you for being here. So Goddess of Four, financial freedom, weight loss, joint pain relief, and body pain relief from Lyme. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we've got a few people in here that are struggling with Lyme. So we've got moss agate. For joint pain relief, let's do some howlite. Pain in general, let's do this. Malachite there. Weight loss, financial freedom, and crystals for energy. Okay. So crystals for energy, let's bring in some bumblebee jasper. We've been having so much fun with this stone lately. This is one that helps with mental focus as well as energy and bringing your energy levels up. It's helpful for making decisions. It's great for yin-yang balance within the body. It also helps to empower manifestation as well as that, like, let's get to work, let's get this done kind of motivating aspect too. It's a lot of positivity, a lot of confidence, motivation, and also for groups that are doing any kind of collaborative or collective work. This can help with that too. So we'll bring this in. Let's go ahead and put some here. So that also, this is a really beautiful, unique colors. This is high in concentrations of sulfur, and it also contains arsenic. So I never recommend doing direct crystal infusions into water to make a gem essence, but especially this one you want to avoid. For the pain, I'm going to bring in actually malachite. This helps inflammation, arthritis, Also, depression and anxiety. It's thought to be somewhat detoxifying. It supports the liver, pancreas, and spleen, so it supports your body's ability to do what it normally does. It's great for processing really painful emotions. It brings them through the heart in a way where you can process them, but without getting completely stuck and hung up in them, which makes it a beautiful stone to turn to if we're going through a really difficult time and trying to let go of the past and leave things behind that no longer serve, especially if we'd rather not let those things go, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so let's bring this into, it's also great for insomnia, and I did see a request already for help with better sleep for Belinda, so this will help that too. So that is malachite. Citrine is wonderful for financial abundance and asking for finances and the best way to work with those finances. If you have financial abundance and you're struggling with how best to use it, this can help in both ways. Citrine actually started its journey as amethyst, and over time, under pressure and heat underneath the Earth's surface, slowly it turned into this deep orangey brown, and today you'll find a lot of sort of baked citrine. If you see citrine that's like bright yellow, that's actually amethyst that's then been either irradiated or exposed to the heat of like a hot oven, and it changes the color. It still has some great energy, but it's not quite the same. But this is a wonderful abundance stone. It's also very, very helpful when it comes to, actually I'm going to save some room and use the smaller ones because I think we're going to have a lot of requests today. It helps to balance logic and intuition in the mind, which I use it for that a lot. It helps you, especially if you're doing any kind of creative work. You want to be able to tap into that intuition. You want to be able to use your logic. This can be something that allows you to work with more of your mind at the same time. Also aids with fibromyalgia, addictions and compulsions, and even things like nausea. So I hope that that's helpful. For joint pain, our favorite is howlite. Howlite is also great for the bones in general, as well as teeth and hair. Whether you've got joint dislocations or joint pain, joint inflammation, joint injury, howlite can be very helpful for that. It's also great, like I said, for the bones. I work with this a lot. I struggle with osteopenia and with my bones being somewhat brittle. It's also on an emotional and spiritual level very helpful for anger, resentment, and frustration. Those really challenging emotions, this can help you be with those emotions without being quite as volatile, so that you can take a moment and see what the real root causes are and see if there's a better way to work through them. So that is howlite. It's wonderful for joint pain. I think it's one of the more underrated stones. There we go. For weight loss, we can bring in some blue apatite. Blue apatite is good for weight loss or weight gain, or just better relationships with food and diet, whatever that looks like to you. It's a very supportive and encouraging and empowering stone, not one of rules and judgment. It helps with also with learning your soul's purpose and having the confidence to set out on it. It can be wonderful for anyone who is empathic or takes on the energy of others, in that it helps to strengthen our auric field or our energy field so that we're less inclined to absorb the energies around us. It's also great for just bringing about harmony and peace, and even delivering not so great news, like news that people kind of don't want to hear. So that's blue apatite. And moss agate is one that we use for illnesses that are moving throughout the body, be they viral, bacterial, fungal, what have you. Moss agate is very highly regarded in Chinese medicine as helping to curtail anything that, as they would say, has wind, meaning it's spreading through your body quickly. It's thought to, like, in a way, kind of help your body gain the upper hand. This also helps with a connection to nature, as well as if you're doing personal work like inner child work or higher self work. this is a wonderful stone to work with. Also very helpful for connection to unconditional love and a reminder of connection to spirit. So let's bring this in. So I hope you feel better. I hope this helps. And specifically for pain, I'm also going to bring in lapis because I know we're going to end up bringing it in anyway. Lapis is excellent for pain relief. It's also superb for good, open, honest communication, embodying integrity, having personal responsibility, and follow through. It's superb for moving up in your career and for things like vertigo and hearing loss. It's also thought to aid disorganization. So that is lapis lazuli. Glad to see you. Awesome. Violet integration, inner harmony, and help with IBS flare-up. You got it. Oh, it's both of you today. Well, hello, Key. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And for mind, maybe neck and shoulder muscle pain and weight loss. So definitely, oh, it's a kitten stretching. So definitely for weight loss, we have our blue apatite. Yeah, what you talking about? There you go. That's Hattie Cat. Yes, it is. So let's see. Neck and shoulder muscle pain. You want to come up? Come on up. Okay, so two great stones for neck, well, really for muscle pain for sure, is the first is serpentine. Serpentine also helps with blood sugar, whether it's diabetes or hypoglycemia, and for the muscle spasms and pain as well as muscle weakness. Come on up. Oh, we have a Hattie Cat. It's also great for rashes and eczema. If you're doing any kind of trance meditation, this can be really, really helpful. And it's great for things like calcium and magnesium deficiency, and it's thought to help things like dementia. When it comes to magnesium deficiency and calcium deficiency, hey, having electrolytes on a day like where it's really hot is a good thing. So we will have that. I'll also bring in some septarian, which is wonderful for muscle pain and spasm. Septarian also goes by dragon's egg, and it's a type of several calcites together. In addition to muscle pain and spasm, this is a great stone for emotional healing. It helps you to really go deep with your emotional healing and not feel alone. It's a stone that can really aid you in understanding the underlying causes of what's going on emotionally, while also helping you to even be vulnerable to really seeing what's going on. And deep emotional healing often does require some amount of vulnerability. It's also great for empowering the solar plexus, which is the center of self-identity and free will. And that can be so important. It's basically helps us to follow our path ahead that's important to us without prioritizing the input of others. And we have a cat. We have a cat on my lap. And weight loss we got with the blue apatite. For IBS flare-up and inner harmony. IBS flare-up, my favorite for that is Dalmatian jasper. This can also be good for other things like ulcerative colitis and things like that, but it can really calm digestion down. This is black tourmaline running through jasper, which also helps to deeply clear our energy field. It's like a deep down scrub of our energy field. It can be very helpful for bringing about a space that's healthy for cooperation, and it can also help you to beat through cynicism if you've gotten in that way. So let's go ahead and bring these in. So Dalmatian Jasper. Oh, Hattie Cat. Here, you want to say hi? Always purring. Always purring. There we go. Yeah, you can be on my lap. That's fine. There you go. There you go. Now you got attention. Awesome. And inner harmony. Blue apatite helps, but I also want to bring in some snowflake obsidian. In addition to serenity, peace, and harmony, like on an inner level, this is also one that helps with hope after loss, as well as clairaudience, and that's our spiritual hearing. This is great for recognizing our patterns and finding new ways to act that maybe aren't so stuck in our old ways. Very helpful for processing guilt, and also great for just the mind-body connection overall. And it does help us when we feel overstimulated. It can be really helpful for that. And I feel like that's definitely been a thing for a lot of folks, as like we've suddenly just like totally forgotten what COVID times were like. It's like I see so many folks that are just, it's so hard for me to be in big groups. I get so exhausted so fast. I'm like, I know. We got out of the practice. Snowflake obsidian can help that. Oh, ooh, sorry. Big yawn there. And so good to see you though. But lots of love to you, Violet Integration, and your family. Letitia, good to see you. I'm a bit blurred. Okay. Oh, it says the connection is back to normal now, so. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, that was on YouTube's end. Who knows, could happen again. Let's see. Ruby, fuchsite, snowflake obsidian. I read your mind. And black onyx. And I did see that Patty had requested garnet and ruby, I believe. So let's do. Ruby, and your intention is for sleep. So I'll bring in labradorite. Fuchsite helps with boosting the intentions and the power of other stones around it, and is wonderful for joy and fun and self-care, and really just letting go and allowing yourself to find rejuvenation and reconnection with that inner child. This is also great for really intentional inner child work, as well as spinal alignment, sleep disturbances, so it'll help that. And carpal tunnel, it's really thought to help with that too. So this is fuchsite. So we'll put that up here with our, actually put that opposite bumblebee jasper. Labradorite can be very helpful for better sleep. It can also help with calming disputes and bring about a sense of harmony among folks, especially in workplaces and in customer service roles. So key, looking at you. Helpful for research, study, detailed attention, especially if you're looking for errors and a lot of information. It also helps with clairvoyance, which is our spiritual sight, and experiencing as much joy as possible when we travel. So we'll bring this in. That is labradorite. I might have to do the tarot card trick to realign us a bit. Let's see, maybe it just needs to. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, we put a rectangle on an oval, so it's just going to be a little crowded, little strange. That's okay. So black onyx can really help us to ground fear, and it's superb for grief too. Black onyx helps us to connect to the ancestor energy as well. So if you have any intentions around connecting with your ancestors, this is a great stone to work with, as is Kambaba stone. But this is also great for anxiety, self-doubt, and helping us to gain a good amount of healthy self-esteem. It helps with spiritual protection as well. And it can also just, in general, it's a wonderful grief stone. I absolutely love it for that. But it's very grounding too. Very grounding, very protective. Garnet helps with organization, courage, practicality, getting things done, and even being really creative about how we get things done. If you're looking to reevaluate your processes, keep some garnet around. It'll help you find the best ways to use your time and to apply your skills. It's a great way to find balance and strength in times of change, and it's a wonderful way to approach things like leadership or trying to find like a rhythm or pattern in the things that you do every day. So let's bring in the garnet. And as a lot of you know, I really enjoy using ruby and garnet together. I think that they complement so well. And the next one we'll put in is ruby. Ruby helps with fertility and love, as well as management and leadership. And sometimes that can really use all of the things that garnet does, and sometimes garnet can be supplemented by that sense of leadership that ruby can provide. It also helps you to have the courage to be yourself and lead the way that is important to you. So that is ruby. Awesome. I hope you sleep well, Belinda. It's good to see you. In case you fall asleep for the transition, for the gratitude. Oh, I love it. Thank you for adding the gratitude. Money manifestation and something to help your daughter get rid of her cold. Absolutely, Catherine. So we have moss agate, which is great for colds, viruses, things like that. And money manifestation for sure. We have citrine in there. Let's bring out some pyrite. And also for cold, I will bring in some carnelian. So pyrite helps with attracting and manifesting financial abundance. It's fool's gold. We hope that the fool's gold brings the real gold. It's also superb for intuition while also having that protection. So like, yes, I want to hear, I want to be open, and here are the boundaries around it. It really helps that. Also great for the mind and the brain and the memory, as well as the lungs. It's thought to aid lowering a fever as well. So we'll bring that in. And next we will bring in carnelian. This absolutely helps things like colds and allergies and also healing wounds. But most importantly are the emotional and spiritual aspects of carnelian. Carnelian is the stone of the sacral chakra, which is just beneath the navel. That's our center of relationships in the largest possible way, like how we relate to the world and community and basically everything around us, all the way down to the closest relationships that we have. It's also helpful for attracting romance into your life and for breaking up apathy and laziness. It helps with all kinds of relationships. It helps with sexual function and dysfunction, creativity, and yeah, also attracting that twin flame, as I mentioned. So we'll bring this in. It's a beautiful orange stone. So I hope that your daughter's feeling better. What are you doing? Yeah. Communication, love, joy. Gotcha. Rose quartz, carnelian, garnet, green aventurine, moonstone. Moonstone, emerald. So aventurine helps with just lovingly expanding our vision of our soul's potential. It helps to remind us that we are more capable than we think we are. Sometimes we evolve and we grow, and then we forget to take a fresh look at ourselves, and we still see ourselves as we once were long ago. This is also one that helps us to see ourselves as we are in the here and now and as we can be in the future. Helps us to set good goals. Also great for heart rhythms, allergies, eye problems, fertility, and if you feel intimidated by learning something new, you feel like you won't be able to get it or understand it, this is a stone that says, hey, wait a minute, you can give it a chance, give yourself a chance, let's see what you can do. So we'll bring that in. Definitely if you lack confidence in what you can accomplish, that's a really loving stone to work with around that. Emerald helps with healing skin and tissue and essentially just helping bolster us when we feel like we've lost the zest for the things that really matter. We've kind of lost our spark in a sense. It's also great for lungs, upper respiratory tract, every aspect of breathing, cardiopulmonary stuff, and helps to restore confidence about your appearance, especially true for folks who have ever experienced teasing or put downs around their appearance, which I don't know anyone who hasn't at some point. But yeah, it can really help to work through that. And why not work with that stone in bathing suit season? Absolutely. Moonstone is helpful for connection to, surprise, surprise, the moon, but that's really connection to the lunar cycles and, in a greater way, the rhythms, cycles, and patterns of nature as the moon controls the tides. I often think of moonstone as being very high priestessy if you're into the tarot. This has access to ancient wisdom and learning new spiritual techniques, ancient wisdom. It helps support connection to the divine feminine. It's very protective and helpful in aspects around women's health. It's great for accepting divine timing, especially when the divine timing isn't lining up with our preferred timing, which is always tough. And in general, intuition, protection during travel, and releasing patterns that no longer serve. So that's moonstone. Okay. Rhodonite. We already have malachite, lapis, obsidian. Okay, so we'll bring in rhodonite. Rhodonite is excellent for the lungs and asthma, as well as anything autoimmune. I wear rhodonite all the time. It's also great for healing the cracks of a broken heart so that we can open up our heart to love again. It's great for unrequited love and breakups. It's often called the breakup stone. It also is helpful for insecurities and for battling back from emotional abuse. It also does help balance yin and yang energies within the body. So we will bring that in. And awesome. Let's bring in some Herkimer too. So Herkimer aids with manifesting and connection to divinity in general. If you're connecting to spirit, especially in any kind of medium aspect, or if you're asking spirit for guidance and you're like, these are my questions, please guide me, this can be a really helpful stone. It's thought to help facilitate that connection. It's wonderful for metabolism as well, and for harmonizing energy that just doesn't quite feel like it's resonating. So this is great for new living environments, anytime new people are working together and it just feels like things aren't clicking. It helps with being in the moment, which is so helpful with manifesting. I would say that's the best place to come from with that. And in general, it's great for intuition and psychic ability. So we will bring in Herkimer. Okay. So glad that you are here. Leopard skin jasper for Moon Kitty's cold. Absolutely. Oh, Dell, thank you. Peacock ore is said to reduce fevers and swelling and help us to assimilate vitamins and proteins. Ooh, that's good to know. Reduce fevers and swelling. For fever, I often use either iolite or pyrite, and swelling and inflammation, either lapis or malachite or both. But that's really interesting to know. Thank you. So Patty, we have red tiger's eye. We already have lapis, septarian. Gotcha. Okay, so along with what they're having. I love that, like when Harry met Sally, I'll have what she's having. It just totally busted into my mind. So let's do red tiger eye, aquamarine. Red tiger eye, aquamarine, honey calcite, numite, dumortierite. And bloodstone. Bloodstone is one of my emotional stuff hits the fan stone, or emotional first aid stone, whatever you want to call it. It's one that can help you with like heartbreak that just kind of shakes the ground beneath you. It's great for both the heart center and the root simultaneously. It also goes by the name heliotrope. In addition to helping us with really intense emotions, it can help with stamina and perseverance, emotionally speaking, as well as alleviating self-doubt. So really supportive there. Also really helpful for quieting the mind during meditation if you find that that's something you struggle with. So we'll bring in bloodstone, aka heliotrope. For numite, this is one of my more favorite stones, and it's one that I only discovered within the last few years. It's not one you see a lot in the US. It's only mined in Greenland and only a few months of the year. And if you look, as I turn my hand, you can see there are some gold pieces that just kind of catch the light and reflect back. That's called labradorescence, even though there's not actual labradorite in these. Numite is highly protective. This can protect your spiritual items and your stuff. You can, if you're worried about the energy your bags might absorb while they're, while you're traveling, put a piece in your bag, for example. But it's also superb for any kind of deep reflection work, any kind of shadow work, like where we're going to the parts of us that are the most wounded so that we can really do some deep, deep healing. This can help you to be in those depths, and then that glint of gold within the darkness is thought to be really emblematic of like finding spiritual enlightenment in those moments and finding spiritual guidance and wisdom in those moments. So that is Numite. Absolutely love working with it. We'll put it around the outside here. Dumortierite helps with pent up anger and with also with patience. And if the horn honking that I hear in my apartment is any indication, we could all use some help there. Here's Dumortierite. This also helps situations that seem hopeless, and it can also help encourage tidiness if that's something you're trying to set an intention to. It's thought to help you to stand up for yourself, especially if you need to like use your voice to do that. It's great for the ligaments and tendons, Uranus type energy, which is to say like really chaotic energy, and it's thought to even help nervous dogs. So we will bring in some Dumortierite. Let's do go. Red tiger eye is highly protective. It's protective on the mundane level from things like bullying, gaslighting, sexism, you name it. All of those like really low vibe human things. But also excellent for spiritual protection. So psychic attack, malevolent spiritual work, that kind of stuff. Red tiger eye is a really potent healing stone and so pretty. It's also wonderful for manifesting financial abundance in a hurry. So we can definitely add that to our, hey, we could really use some money right now kind of energy. Aquamarine can help with the fluids in the body as well as the teeth and the gums. It can also aid forgiveness, whether it's the I forgive you to give you another chance or the I forgive you to set myself free kind of thing, whichever the case, very helpful. And we often see it as being helpful for deflecting pettiness and really just sort of like, really, did you have to go there? Are you proud? I bet you're not proud kind of behavior. We often joke that this is the anti-Karen stone. So yeah, it's a great anti-Karen stone. Anybody that's looking to take out their frustrations on someone else just because they can, this is a wonderful stone to help protect you. It also calms the always aggrieved and brings in a vibe of may justice prevail, which is super helpful to have. Let's go ahead and put some no, that's not quite fitting. So let's do, I'll put a piece here, a piece here. There we go. That's aquamarine. Honey calcite helps with optimism in general, especially when things are really challenging. It helps with balancing the sacral with the solar plexus. The sacral is the center of relationships and how we relate to others. Solar plexus being our center of self-identity, free will, and following our own calling, our own desires and wishes in life. it helps to balance those places really well. It can also support really good, attracting really good people into your life. So if you are kind of changing up your social scene, if you're moving, if you're starting a new job, or if you're just like, I could really use some new good people in my life, honey calcite is a wonderful stone to work with. It's also thought to be helpful for postmenopausal women, which I know it might not look it, but I am one. So that's kind of cool to know about it. Let's see. Ooh, no, that should be here. There we go. That is honey calcite. Allison, I hope you are doing well. Lisa, I hope you are doing well. Awesome. Let me just see where I left off. Oh, Dell, I'm so sorry. I don't have rhyolite or Tibetanite. Garnet's there. I'll bring in selenite. Yeah, let me know if there's anything else I can add in place of those. But yeah, let me grab selenite. So selenite I actually have all over the place as I'm leading community distance Reiki. There's some behind me. There's 2 pieces kind of right off camera, including this one. And for the sake of the grid, I have a smaller piece too. Selenite, as you can see, kind of reflects nothing but pure white light. This is a great stone for connecting to your spirit guides and for clearing your aura and even clearing your crystals. If you don't want to use smoke or water or moonlight, sunlight, and try to remember them all, placing stones on a piece of selenite for at least a couple of hours, as long as you feel it needs, can be really helpful to clear that energy. If you are any kind of empath or energy worker, you can clear your aura by taking a wand or a piece and sort of combing your aura, which is awesome. But for the sake of our grid, this piece is a bit much. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in. Let's put you here. And I'll put this back here. This is actually, there's always a big piece of selenite, the one that I just showed you, just south of the bottom of the grid. It's always right there. So yeah, it's good to see you, Dell. And for Goddess of Force, also selenite. We are always such on the same wavelength. Celestite, Angelite, Unakite. You got it. Celestite, Angelite, Unakite. Okay. Unakite helps with fertility, pregnancy, birth, all of the above. And for any kind of hormonal changes in a woman's life, prenatal, postpartum, all of them. And it's also great for quitting smoking. Any addiction, but especially smoking, it's thought to be very helpful for. This one also helps the heart, especially around circulation and the fluids of the body. And it's also thought to support healthy metabolism. So we'll bring in Unakite. Celestite and Angelite are actually very closely related. If Angelite stays underneath the Earth's surface long enough, it will turn into Celestite. And so Celestite and Angelite both very connected with the angel realm and helping us to connect to the angelic realm. Celestite specifically helps us to connect to our higher wisdom, as well as our angels and our spirit guides. It helps with discerning thoughts from fears and logic from fear. So if you're like, I don't know if I'm just freaking out, if this is like just a fear vibe, or if this is like based on logic, this can help you discern that. Also helps with, and also discerning those two things with sort of like an intuition around something to be fearful of. If you can't really tell which it is, this can help. Also, all manner of physical pain this can be helpful for, because it changes the way we're focusing. It basically lifts us a little bit out of our physical body and the awareness of it and brings us up into more of the spiritual connection. I might have to do some reorganizing. Just to make a little bit more room. Bear with me while I do that. And if anyone is interested in the very random tarot card that I pulled to help me do this in an organized way, it is the Six of Swords from the Steampunk Tarot. The Six of Swords is all about moving on to an easier way of doing things. It's basically like a moving into calmer waters is how it's often described. So basically, in this card, this woman is telling the driver where she wants to go. And so it's basically taking your swords, which are your logic, and going to where things are going to be better for you. So I hope that that's a good message for someone, if not all of us. I actually really like it when I get the Six of Swords. It's like, hey, I'm all about things being made easier for me. It might be a bit of a transition, but it'll be one that's worth it. Thank you for hanging tight while I do this. I appreciate all of you so much. Get back up there, Dalmatian Jasper. What are you trying to do? And here we go. Awesome. So we've got some room there. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in that celestite. Okay, and angelite, as the name would suggest, definitely helps our connection with our angels. So this is what celestite looks like before it turns into celestite. These two up top are tumbled. This is what it looks like fresh out of the ground. It's kind of like this white with brown, and it's like, oh, that looks so wonderful. And then you crack it open and wow, that baby blue. And it is very angelic indeed. This absolutely helps us to connect to the angels. It also helps us to feel connected to source. If you're struggling with sort of bringing that feeling back, if you feel very disconnected, it's also wonderful for spiritual protection. Very high level spiritual protection, as well as connecting to angels and spirit guides and our higher self, much like celestite. And finally, it's thought to help enhance our experience and our healing that we get from sound healing, which is really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and bring these back in, and I'm going to put these angelite pieces. Let's see, how many more requests do we have? Quite a few. So let me go ahead and I'm going to put a piece here and here. So you may or may not be able to see it entirely, but it is there. And Thank you for the request, Goddess of Four. Good to see you. I love that y'all are putting in your gratitudes early. I love it. Catherine, Pyrite, along with Pyrite, can you please request some amethyst? You need something to help you chill. Gotcha. So we have Pyrite in there, but amethyst can be very helpful, definitely with chilling out and also connecting to spirit. This is one that helps us to take the feelings of, like if we're doing any kind of self-improvement work, this is one that reminds us like, it's okay. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're headed in the right direction, one foot in front of the other, and you will get to your goals. It's also helpful. It's thought to be very helpful in addiction and recovery, specifically in 12-step type recovery, especially around the just for today, or whatchamacallit, sorry, that's Reiki intentions, but with I will accept the things I cannot change and change the things I cannot accept, and the wisdom to know the difference. This is a wonderful stone for that. So definitely amethyst. There we go. Glad you are here. Got Chris's request. Oh, a good one for technology like YouTube so it runs smoothly is actually shungite. Works really well for that too. And copper. Ooh, shade of blue. Ooh, that sounds cool. Lisa, dizziness, COVID, Lyme recovery. Yeah, we did Lyme for someone else today too, so we have moss agate in there. Sister's sight, aventurine. Brother's heart, we do have unikite. Everyone's arthritis. Malachite can help, and I'm going to bring in some blue lace agate. This can be very helpful for arthritis as well as fractures. Also for communicating anything that is difficult to move through your throat chakra. So if it's something that's really difficult and tender to say, or if you're trying to soften the words you're going to say because you're concerned about how they're going to impact the person you need to share them with, this can be a really, really powerful stone for that. Also helps anything with the throat, including just a simple sore throat, tension headaches, as well as skin allergies. It's a very loving and beautiful stone. Okay. So definitely that. Recovery from back issues and luck with practical troubles like a car. Gotcha. Let's see. Back issues. Let's do Amazonite. Fuchsite also helps back stuff, and that's right here. But Amazonite is wonderful for the spine and spinal nerves. We also have lapis in there to help with pain and inflammation, as malachite can help with inflammation as well. In addition to the spine and spinal nerves, which includes very much things like neuralgia, things like sciatica, Amazonite can be helpful for reminding even the most outwardly focused people to remember to do some self-care, to take care of themselves, and that they are not only deserving of, but worthy of the same caliber of care that they would show others. It's helpful for, this is actually helpful for luck too, especially in terms of winnings, but also helps to, it's thought to help be very calming too. So we will bring in some Amazonite. That's where you went. Whoa, knocking things over. And luck with practical stuff. Let me see. There we go. So let's bring in some tourmalinated quartz, because this can actually be really protective of travelers, particularly by car. So that can help too. This is black tourmaline going through quartz. The quartz in this case is green, much like how the black tourmaline going through jasper is Dalmatian jasper. This can help to ground and release a lot of nervous energy and really break up old stuck energy patterns. I like to think of it as the scar tissue stone, emotionally, on the body and in the body. So physical scar tissue as well as emotional scar tissue. So lesions, growths, and even it's thought to help things like heart blockages. Of course, nothing we do here is a replacement for anything. Crystals and Reiki are an amazing complement to everything. So you can do all the things that are already helping you and add this into, and if nothing else, it's going to at least help you with the stress of it all. It's also helpful for finding new jobs, new gigs, streams of revenue, and good fortune, good luck, and protective of travelers, especially by car, as I mentioned earlier. It's great for healing emotional trauma in general. So let's go ahead and put you here and you here. So I hope that helps. Allison, I hope you're well withstanding this heat. Yeah, I discovered something, putting just a slightly wet polyester rag in the freezer and then wrapping it around your neck when it's frozen. Oh, it feels amazing. I can't believe I got to 42 and didn't discover that. Staying focused and present, ADHD, also trying to save money. I do not have blue garnet, Dell. I've never heard of it either. Serenity prayer. Yeah. Oh, Patty, you just found out another friend's cancer is in remission. That's wonderful to hear. Congratulations. Samantha, good to see you. Reiki for your mom's heart, knee surgery, healing empath, and medium spirit angel guides. Oh, we've got you covered on a lot of those. Mediumship, spirit guides, and angels. We've got angelite, celestite, Herkimer diamond, sapphire. You're super covered there. We've got black tourmaline too for the empath stuff. Knee surgery healing. We've got howlite, which is very helpful for the joints. We've got emerald for healing skin and tissue. And let's see. And let's do I feel intuitively like polychrome jasper is the one to bring in. This can support a lot of healthy movement, especially in the lower body joints. But it also helps with, really encourages physical movement, but also like arm and legs, but is very connected with our Earth Star chakra. This is one that helps us to break indifference. It relights motivation and the soul's passions. It brings in a lot of confidence and motivation and makes you want to move forward in life, like in a spiritual and mental sense, in addition to the physical sense. So that can be helpful for knee surgery too. But definitely bones and joints is all howlite. And a really wonderful one for healing from surgery is emerald. Okay, cool. So that is there. I'm so glad to have you here, and I'm glad your mom is doing well. Hey, Natalie, good to see you. Oh no, spell nastiness. Ugh. I was doing mantras and I have a little stings on me and no one can clear. Red tiger eye is there, which is very helpful for that stuff. And the first thing that came through my mind after that is shungite. We have Dalmatian jasper and black tourmaline to help repel and dispel negative energy. Shungite can help. This will also help Samantha's mom because this is great for physical recovery and tissue repair, much like emerald is in that regard. But this also helps to release stress, emotional pains, and energy blocks. It's a powerful energy field clearer. It even helps to keep nasty EMF vibes out of our field. So if you're somebody who's sensitive to electromagnetic fields, like if you spend time around certain computer equipment, saying it makes you feel tired, underwater, just not yourself, this can be very helpful. This is actually so potent a purifier that it's used to purify water most of the time. Like if you start Googling shungite, you'll get pictures of people throwing it in water before they drink it. Yeah, here we go. So that can help too. But yeah, there is red tiger eye in here. And I'm also going to bring in some smoky quartz. Protection and transmutation. So as you're releasing that nasty energy, this will like change it fundamentally. It's also very calming. It helps with worry. It breaks up energy blockages. And it's also very protective in the way of helping prevent theft. So this was used even as far back as the Middle Ages to protect property. So we'll bring in smoky quartz. And we also have another one that's highly, highly, highly protective is, because you're in the right place today. As always, we have overlapping intentions. The Numite here is highly, highly, highly protective as well. And we've got, like I said, black tourmaline, black onyx. Yeah, I hope that this helps. And I hope that that helps. Okay, cool. Okay, so I think we are good. Let's, a lot of you already did your amazing gratitudes, but I'm going to do the thing for those of you who might be new. Yes, thank you for the reminder, Patty. I really appreciate that, seriously. So everybody, if you haven't already hit the like button, please consider doing so. And while you're doing that, go ahead into the chat and share anything that you're grateful for, anything at all. It's a powerful way to help lift the vibration of your space that you're in, and because we're all here together, lift the energy of the entire grid. And and there is one that I forgot. Thank you. Environmental and climate awareness. That's for your hubby. I'll add that, and then I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and then we're going to get into the healing. So go ahead with those gratitudes for environmental and climate awareness. There are two stones for that. One is Kambaba jasper, which is actually not a jasper, it's Kambaba stone, and it's fossilized blue-green algae. This is wonderful for anything nature related. It helps to connect with the ancestor spirits too, so this might even help in that regard. But I even have huge pieces of this with my indoor plants. But yeah, this can help with connection to your ancestors and any kind of ancestor work, but also to connect to nature, help with crop yields, aids meditation, definitely helps with environmental issues in a really big way, and awareness of connection to the earth too. It helps with courage and confidence and learning, especially things like new languages and things about new cultures. So we're going to bring in a piece of this. Let's see. Is that too big? Yeah, that's too big. So we'll bring in this piece. I'll keep these kind of just off the grid, these bigger pieces. And green kyanite can really help. This is plants, and this is connecting with plants and nature in a very spiritual sense. It can help with anything involving breathing, the lungs, the heart, the cardiopulmonary system in general, all the way up through the throat too. It helps to balance and blend our mundane life with our spiritual life. So it can help with that spiritual connection to the earth, and then also our mundane connection and how we show up every day. It helps with wisdom through intuition, and like I said, connecting to plants and nature elements in a very deeply spiritual way, including plant spirit guides, or as might be called elsewhere, fairies, like in a really good, healthy way. So let's go ahead and bring these in. Okay, so that's green kyanite. So thank you all for being here. Okay, so now, what is Reiki? So again, thank you everyone so much for being here today. It's always an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with all of you. And of course, if you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, which by the way, new dates are going up now through the end of the year. Yes. If you want to schedule a one-on-one distance healing or a tarot reading, or if you want to shop my Reiki charged crystals, go on ahead over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com for all of the information and the ability to schedule. My books are open. So what is Reiki? Well, I've been teaching Reiki for almost 15 years now, and Reiki has become like a catch-all term for energy healing. But specifically, I work with Usui Reiki, and this particular method was created by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s in Japan, at a time when teaching religion or anything that even looked like it or was inspired by it was strictly forbidden. So the concept is that Reiki was taught in a way that was deeply spiritual, but completely secular. Even though Reiki was done in every household in Japan as Tenohira Teate, he created this lovely technique that was just very accessible to everyone and allowed folks to connect with their natural ability to help to support themselves and those they cared about. So just what the energy is at its core, for the best understanding of that, we can look to Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everyone and everything has a soul, and everyone and everything is connected via that soul energy. It's thought that spirit, however you would define that to be, would bring in that sort of life-sustaining energy that animates us all and makes us more than just, a lump, gives us our spirit, our soul, and who we are. That it is always available to everyone and everything everywhere, and our body, mind, and spirit are working with it all the time to bring about the greatest level of balance and healing that we can achieve moment to moment, even when we're not aware of it. Much like how we need water in the most basic and small ways, and of course even the larger ways, but when we drink it, we don't have to consciously think about where it's going and what it's doing. Our body just knows. It's a very similar concept with Reiki. We don't even have to know that it's there and it's flowing through us. Reiki, in a way, helps our body, mind, and spirit all the time. When we essentially are getting our Reiki session today, what I'll be doing is connecting to that Reiki, which, by the way, translates as spiritually guided soul energy. I'll be connecting to that energy and directing more of it to you whenever and wherever you happen to be experiencing this video. So it doesn't matter where you are or when you're watching it, this energy will be made available to you. You may feel some in your physical body, you may feel some physical sensations. You may have some emotions come up or be released. Mentally, you may be able to parse some things out or hear your subconscious, or just kind of process things in a new way. Spiritually, you may get some deep clarity or revelation, or even a deep intuition. And of course, you may just get a really healing nap. And honestly, isn't that amazing? During this session, and I will send this healing to all of you for 25 minutes, I encourage you to get into a position that feels physically comfortable. You can sit up, lie down, but you don't even have to sit still. You can do some yoga stretches. You could be going for a walk. You could be out in the yard or journaling or whatever feels right to you. You could be scrubbing the floor. Whatever it is, this energy will help support you where you're at. And during the session, you don't need to do anything at all. You don't need to focus on anything. You don't need to keep your mind silent. You can simply be. If you do feel like your mind is kind of getting away from you, or you want to deepen your session, just take a deep breath in and out at your own pace, and you'll sink right back in. I will send this healing to all of you for 25 minutes, during which time I will turn the lights down. You'll notice that the lights will move slowly and gently from one color to the next, but at no point will they flash or strobe. And I will turn up the music. If you want to learn more about our incredible musical creator, she is linked at the bottom of the description, so you can go ahead and check her out. And at the end of the session, you'll hear my voice come in. I'll invite you to take a couple of deep breaths, come back to your body. And at that point, you can ask any questions or share any impressions that were meaningful to you. And I'll be more than happy to help parse anything out that you need support with. Because today is Friday, I will be back again at 8 p.m. East Coast US time, and I am here 5 times a week live to help support you with whatever's going on. You can see the schedule in the description, or you can go ahead and subscribe with your notifications on so you don't miss an opportunity. But for those of you who are watching this as a video in the future, hello from the past, and for those of you who are here live and may at some point need some Reiki when I'm not live, Reiki is not bound to the same dimensional restrictions that we are. So Reiki can be there for you. It can transcend space and time. So whenever you found this video, this healing is there for you. You just need an open heart, and it will support you in the best, highest good. For those of you who are here live, you can always look to our past healings playlist, our past healing live streams playlist. Sorry about that. You can always check that for over 300 videos that you can enjoy anytime, anywhere, to just help you relax, feel better, and maybe enjoy your day a little bit more. So thank you so much for being here. Like I said, it's an honor and a privilege to share this healing with all of you. And hit that like button if you find this helpful. And let's go ahead back to the crystal grid and get into the healing. Da, 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 da. Always this, I feel like the cats jump up on here at night when I don't know about it. And they just bump the camera enough. And here, let me move myself over. There we go. That way you can see as much as possible. Yeah, sorry about the potential seasickness. I think that's better. Okay. So everyone, thank you for being here. Enjoy your session. I'll see you all in 25 minutes. invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to the space that you're in. Reconnect with your body. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you have any questions or anything to share, please do go ahead. And as a reminder, I will be back at 8 p.m. this evening. That's East Coast US time, as it's Friday. You're so welcome, Catherine and Natalie. And Natalie, as always, really thank you for all of your support. It really means a lot. All of the hearts and the comments and the likes, they really do help. I appreciate that. And certainly let me know if you're still struggling with what you had asked about. You're so welcome, Lisa. All the love to you and your family. And everyone have a wonderful evening and weekend, especially those of you who might be in Europe, Dell, Lori, where, 8 p.m. our time is very late for you. Still feel a bit buzzy, like energy drunk? You're so welcome. Yeah, this group is amazing. Thank you all so much. It's the love and concern and support that you show each other. It really does impact me in a good way to see that. I appreciate it so much. So if anyone has any more to share or anything to ask, I invite you to go ahead. I'm going to get ready to bring the stream to a close. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome, Natalie. Oh, absolutely, Dell. Well said. Thank you. You're welcome, Sam. You're welcome, Sam. You're welcome, Patty and Key. Happy 777. Or, well, at least 7-7. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close here with an abundance of gratitude for absolutely all of you. I deeply appreciate all of your support. It really helps things out. So have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, or weekend. I will be back tonight at 8 p.m. and again Sunday at 8 p.m., all of those East Coast US time. You're welcome, Jennifer Vatsa. And everybody check out Jennifer Vatsa's channel. I took in a wonderful, wonderful premiere on her channel just like this week, which was amazing. Oh, I'm so sorry Lori's internet went down. She was still connected to the healing if she wanted to be. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you all so much. I do hope to see you again soon. Take care and bye for now.